I hope people can hear us now. 3-0. Seacoast trailing, 11 minutes to go. And here comes Nicholas across the red line. 3-on-2 rush for mid-Fairfield. And he'll play it out to the right point. Shot, blocker save made by Dubin. Scooped up by Belt.
Yeah, mid-Fairfield, Connecticut's getting all the time and space to do what they want with the puck right now.
And looks like a face-off will come outside the Seacoast end. Seacoast out with the line of Aldridge, Tess, and Scully. Weston and Belt on the back line. Belt forces a turnover at the center ice logo. High stick call, now waved off. Tess bumps it down into the right wing corner. Mid-Fairfield looks for the breakout, but it's turned over. And now Tess battling on the far side half wall. Puck freed up to Eli Friedman. Seacoast able to work back into the offensive end. Scully, top of the line. Loses a handle on it. It's back out through center. Here comes Brendan Giles. Giles banks it down to Drury behind the cage. Out to the right point, hammered on in by Hall. Puck rims its way out to the left point to Farmer. Now Giles trying to find Hall, streaking through the high slot. Seacoast gets it clear and will get a change up front. Kursnowski, Fisher, Rivera. As Evan Rivera deep in the corner, bumps it back for Hunter Lee. Lee will start the breakout up ahead to Fisher. Mid-Fairfield repossesses St. Louis. Left circle. Takes it for a wraparound. Dubin holds his ground and scoots his way over to the far post. But Mid-Fairfield still possesses. Fortescue to Renkowski. Rister, good stick from Rivera. Up into the rafters, stoppage of play.
Yeah, like I was saying a few minutes ago, I don't think, it sounds like people weren't able to hear us early on, but Mid-Fairfield doing all the right things right now. This last couple of shifts, they've looked like they've been on the man advantage. I mean, they're getting the pretty goals, they're getting the dirty goals, and they're just doing all the right things right now. We'll see what Seacoast does to tweak, trying to adjust.
Offensive zone faceoff won by Mid-Fairfield. Renkowski, who has a goal here in the early stages of the first, zips it wide. And to put it into perspective, Derek, Mid-Fairfield, fourth-ranked team for U15. So obviously pretty good. They played the BK Select 16 team about 10 times this year and played them to about 500, which our team, the 16 SPA team, which is a top 10 team in the country, has played BK 500 as well this year. So that puts into perspective how solid this Mid-Fairfield 15 team really is.
For sure, absolutely. And there you go, again.
As Renkowski gets the wraparound, and now it's 4-0 with 7:56 to go in the first. And if you look at the games that they played this year, most of it was a U16 schedule. They played about, I would say, 80% of U16 teams.
That certainly bodes well for your development as you grow older.
So they'll start the breakout through center. And what we've noticed early on is you make a mistake, they're going to capitalize more times than not.
Yeah, they're going to make you pay. I mean, we've seen it with as many odd man rushes as Mid-Fairfield's had in this game.
Belt.
They're certainly going to make you. They're good enough. They don't need any extra help, but they're certainly going to make you pay.
They start the rush through center. Nicholas across the blue line, offside call against Mid-Fairfield. Stoppage in play, 7:15 to go in the first. I'd like to give a shout out. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhaust. We do it all, we do it better, we do it for less. Your New England exhaust specialist with over 25 locations in New England and growing. Head to Lou'sCustomExhaust.com for product inquiries or service questions about your vehicle. There's a shot here from Aldridge. And the first good look that Seacoast has had here, but William Baker able to hold his ground.
Yeah, that was a good rush coming down the right wing side. We've seen little spurts where Seacoast has been able to put a little bit of pressure on, just we haven't been able to see that sustained yet.
Tess, Aldridge, Scully left to right up front. Lee and Ponta left to right on the blue line. Tess's pass intended for Lee was picked off. And here goes Friedman in on the forecheck for Mid-Fairfield. Mid-Fairfield in white and Seacoast in black and red. And it's played back out through center. Saxton Tess for Tabor Aldridge, who will drill it on the back wall. Now taking a tumble was Hall behind his own goal line from Mid-Fairfield, and Lee delivers a big check on Hall. Fortescue across the blue, offside call against Mid-Fairfield.
Yeah, just by a hair. He went to go try and put his foot on the blue line. He had it there for a split second, just not able to hold up.
Rivera, Fisher, Kursnowski, Cloutier, and Disk. Kursnowski to do battle with Ryan Fine, and Fine wins it back. Mentioned the Boston University commit, 19 in white, Ryan Fine. Was the first 2005 birth year to commit to a Division I school. And a puck played up and out of play. Will reset and do it all again, this time at center ice. Righty-righty matchup in the circle, 9 in black, Kursnowski, 19 in white, Fine. Seacoast possesses the puck as Fisher stops on a dime. But Fine takes over, Kursnowski applies some pressure on him. And Mid-Fairfield will break it out through center. Chipped ahead. Disk back to flag it down behind his own blue. Plays it back to his defensive partner in Zach Cloutier. Now back down low to Disk. Back to Cloutier. He's got Fisher all alone. 2-on-1. Kursnowski, and it was just in between the skates of Kursnowski, as he would have been all alone headed towards the cage.
Yeah, great chance there for SPA to try and get one back. Just couldn't connect on the pass. It's unfortunate.
Fisher trying to find Kursnowski once again, so a good shift here. Good chemistry between Fisher and Kursnowski on the last sequences right there. Fine, kicks it out to the right wall to Mietten. Good stick from Ozalapa, 2-on-1 if they push the pace. And Ozalapa couldn't get all the wood that he wanted on it. Back the other way, here comes Fine with 5 minutes to go in the first. Fine for Nicholas. Now back down low, puck's free, good stick from Blake Belt. 2 in black for Seacoast. Fine, trying to stutter step around Ozalapa. Another active stick from Blake Belt, and he'll start the rush through center. Lasker trying to get past Carter Hall. Delayed offside call. And out to play the puck out of his crease is William Baker. Things have started to settle down in the last couple of minutes. We saw that flurry in the first 10 minutes or so where Mid-Fairfield controlled much of the game. And now it'll be an icing call against Mid-Fairfield with just over 4 minutes to go in the opening period. Good heads-up play. We lost about, what, was it 9 seconds? You got to be on that, Cora. Come on. Here comes Tepley.
Good heads-up play by Lee on that one to take away that opportunity.
3-on-2. Aldridge getting up. 3-on-3 as Nicholas is back from mid-Fairfield, and Tess will wedge it on into the corner. Four 4-0 lead here. Later stages of the first period in favor of mid-Fairfield. The shot bounced wide off the shins of Lee, and here's a 2-on-1 for Seacoast. Tess leads the rush. Down the left side, has Scully, shoots, scores! What a play as Saxton Tess finds Tommy Scully on the near post, and Seacoast is on the board with 3:13 to go in the first.
Yeah, Cam, I was actually just getting ready to say I was waiting for the next stoppage to talk about it. No question, most of this period, mid-Fairfield, I don't know why I can't say that. They've certainly carried most of the play, but that's not to say that Seacoast hasn't had their opportunities to make some stuff happen and generate opportunities. I was just going to say that we just wanted to see a little bit more poise with the puck when they had those chances. They were a little bit jittery, and I'm glad that goal just happened so I didn't have to eat my words. Because that was textbook poise with the puck on that 2-on-1 opportunity.
Certainly.
Patience, making that play happen.
Like you said, the last couple minutes, Seacoast has had a couple looks where they have had some potential odd man rushes and had some chances in front of the cage, and hopefully this will spring some momentum as Tommy Scully buries off a beautiful
offside.
dish from Tess. Delayed offside against Seacoast. Fisher forced the turnover. He's in all alone. Shoots. Save made by
Puck's still
Baker.
loose.
Kursnowski rebound. Oh boy. Baker with the active pillows. Right leg save, then a left leg save.
That goal seems to have generated a little bit of pep in the step and buzz in the Seacoast team.
2:18 in the opening 17 minutes. Mid-Fairfield up 4-1. But Scully has the most recent goal for Seacoast. Ozalapa, Lasker, Fisher, Disk, and Cloutier. Cloutier leads the rush through center, across the red, now across the blue. 1-on-4, has it knifed off his stick by Carter Hall. Now Giles over to Fortescue.
Give the assist on that defensive play to the unmanned stick on the ice.
Renkowski, who has a pair of goals, looking for the hat trick. Hammers it wide off the back glass. Now it's for Fine. Out to Fortescue. One-timer blocked down in front. Taken back by Renkowski. I think Dubin got the left leg on that one. As Seacoast looks for a clear. 70 seconds to go here in period one.
Take it, you got room.
Odd man rush if they hurry. As Weston will bump it down into the far corner. Seacoast in the middle of a change. They'll send out the Scully, Tess, Aldridge line with just a couple hairs under a minute to go in period one, trailing 4-1.
We're trying to get Gibbons in behind the Seacoast defense on that one. Just a little bit too much and too far in front of his stick on the pass.
Tess, Aldridge, Scully up front, left to right. Lee Ponta on the back line. Mid-Fairfield wins the defensive zone faceoff. St. Louis looks to shake it out of his own end. Outlet pass up the right side. Now to Tepley, trying to split the defenders. Lee is back and forces the turnover. Out in front, Nicholas on the backhand. Big save from Dubin.
Waved off. They're waving it off.
As
saying the net came off before.
Yeah, Guzzo hammered it on the back of the twine, but the net was off its moorings, and we'll see a defensive zone face-off here for Seacoast. Mid-Fairfield kicks it free. St. Louis, left point, walks down the line. Shot flung wide into the far corner. Now finds the stick of 55 in white. That's Nicholas, who has a goal here this morning. Now out to the right circle, 22. Tepley, shot save made. 10 seconds to go in the first. Tepley bounces it back to the near corner. Ponta arrives at the scene for Seacoast. Horn will sound. 17 minutes in the books. 4-1 advantage for Mid-Fairfield, but Seacoast has the most recent tally. And Derek, like you said, took Seacoast a little bit of that first period to start to settle in.
Yeah, Cam, I think the score right now is indicative of the first half of that period, where Mid-Fairfield certainly dominated play. No question about that. But I don't think it's indicative of maybe like the half, maybe 7-8 minutes of that first period where Seacoast got on the board. And then they started generating some more opportunities, kind of like looking for that momentum. The good news for them is it's a 4-1 game, and we still have 2 periods to go.
A lot of hockey left, and like you said, Mid-Fairfield got out of the gates and running, scored at 2:01, 3:29, and 6:58 to open up the scoring in the first period, and then another one at 9:04. And Seacoast was finally able to get on the board with 4:13 to go in the first period. And Derek, like you said, just before that goal for Seacoast, they were generating some chances, but maybe a little bit jittery, and they started to settle in a little bit after that goal.
Yeah, they were definitely a little bit jittery, a little bit. They didn't have the poise with the puck that we were looking for. And if I had to guess, I'm thinking Coach Davidson might be talking about that amongst a few other things during this break between periods.
We'll see how they respond to open up the second period as Baker gets set in between his pipes for Mid-Fairfield, and would like to see Seacoast generate some more chances at the net, try to get the puck towards the net when they have that opportunity. As Baker has been solid in net, but would like to see him get a little bit more tested here in the second.
Yeah, he was good when he had to be. I mean, certainly you can't fault him for the goal. I mean, that was just a great play on an odd man rush down low. One-timer. Not much he was going to be able to do about that. Aside from that, he was good when he had to be, but he certainly wasn't tested very hard.
Seacoast will start with Kersnowski, Rivera, Fisher, Cloutier, and Disk on the blue line. Opening face-off of period 2, won by Mid-Fairfield, but the puck controlled by Marcus Disk. Coughed it up. Eli Friedman down to Drury. Now Fisher leads the charge. Cloutier jumps up, 3-on-2. Numbers back from Mid-Fairfield. Over to Cloutier. Big save made by Baker. He'll hold on.
Good start to the period for SPA. That's exactly how you want to come out. Cloutier got in down low. Had a chance point blank, and that was a good opportunity, just a good save.
20 seconds in. Cloutier with a scoring chance for Seacoast. And now here's Disk. Wrist shot. Gobbled up by Baker.
Yeah, Baker saw that one all the way in.
So
Connecticut defenders did a good job taking away the Seacoast shooting lane there. Or not the shooting lane, but opening up that lane for Baker to be able to see that one in rather.
The Mid-Fairfield will swap out personnel after 2 quick shots in the opening 25 seconds of play to begin period number 2. As Disk whistles it wide off the back glass, Cloutier retrieves at the right point, smashes it on into the right wing corner. It's scooped up by St. Louis. And a 3-on-1 here for Mid-Fairfield. Here's a good stick from Marcus Disk, able to break up the 3-on-1. And Kersnowski drags it back out through center. No icing call. Fortescue up to Sean Gibbons. Gibbons cut off against the wall by Drew Weston, 20 in black. Seacoast is out with the line of Azalapa, Lasker, and Albano. Belt and Weston holding down the back line. Lasker and Fortescue in a foot race. Icing waved off. Puck's free for Albano, who bodies St. Louis to the ground. But it's Mid-Fairfield who will regain possession, and Ryan Fine kicks it out to Nicholas, trying to find Fortescue. Play was broken up by Belt, and he'll hammer it out through center. Just about 2 minutes gone by in the second period. 2 quick looks to begin the second from Seacoast. They still trail 4-1. as Lasker Albano in on the forecheck at the end of a change. Up next comes Aldridge, Scully, and Tess. Lee and Ponta on the blue line. Here's Guzzo, takes it for a skate. High slot, Mietin, backdoor to Tepley. He had the whole net to shoot at.
What a break for the Seacoast on that one.
That was 22. Matthew Tepley sent it wide, and he was looking up at the heavens after that one. Aldridge applying pressure on Sloan Farmer, and sprung ahead is Nicholas with Guzzo. Nicholas shot, save made by Dubin. Dubin's come to the task when he's been called on here this morning, as Lee trying to find Scully. Pass was picked off by Hall and now offside against Mid-Fairfield.
Yeah, a couple of breaks there for the Seacoast, as that one was just offsides as he was about to go in all alone on Dubin. Something in this game that Connecticut's done well is, I know with in terms of Seacoast, we talked about the poise with the puck. With Connecticut, a lot of what they're doing is what they're doing without the puck. They're finding the space and they're getting to open areas, and that's where they're getting their chances, and these 4 goals have come from.
Yes, they work the puck up the ice nicely, and that's what's led to a lot of odd man rushes. As Friedman, pass intended for 74, that's Giles out of his reach. And a lot of times what we're seeing in Mid-Fairfield, they're trying to make that pretty play, just like we saw in that Tepley play. They could have had a shot, but decided to go with that back door. And most of their goals that we've seen here this morning have been pretty passing plays that have been capped off on the back door. Fisher sprung ahead, but a bouncing puck will be controlled by number 2 for Mid-Fairfield. That's Drew Fortescue. And now flung back into the Mid-Fairfield end. Fisher, Ozalapa, Kurznowski, Weston, and Belt enter on the blue line. Belt smashes it back into the Mid-Fairfield end as Fisher and Kurznowski looking for a change. So it's Ozalapa, Lasker, and Albano up front. Fortescue, saucer pass, trying to spring ahead. Giles was kicked aside by Weston. And now Ozalapa will soccer kick it behind the goal line. Jury starts the rush down the left side as Luke Jury plays it behind the goal line and goes for a change. Mietin, shot, fought off by the glove of Dubin and back into the end glass. And now back to the near side. 12:19 to go in the second period. Mid-Fairfield leads 4-1. Logan Renkowski, who has a pair of goals, sends it back to Sean Gibbons. St. Louis calling for it, top of the point, redirected just wide. Fine, left circle, wrist shot, zips wide. Mietin holds the line at the right point. High slot, Renkowski, good stick from Weston as Renkowski trying to find Ryan Fine on the back door. Back in transition. 17 in white, Aram Mietin. Up for Gibbons. Gibbons, shot, save made by Dubin. Net comes loose. And a face-off in the Seacoast end, 11.5 to play in the second.
Yeah, good job by Dubin holding his ground on that one. Some goalies might be anticipating the pass across the crease on that one, giving up the short side, and Dubin held his post and held his ground nice and kept that one out of the net.
No penalties called yet here as we inch our way to the midway point of this game where Mid-Fairfield holds on to that 4-1 lead. Aldridge, Tess, Scully, Lee, and Ponta on the blue line. Lugging it along through center is Farmer. Kicks it to the right side to Guzzo. Ponta will clear it into the near corner. Lee able to kick it free to Aldridge. Using that speed, here's Tabor Aldridge. Shot sealed away by the webbing of Baker. Good look from number 5 in black for Seacoast.
Yeah, that was certainly a good look coming down that left wing side. One of the first big real tests that Baker's had to see this period. He was up for the task.
Yeah, Seacoast had 2 looks in the first 30 seconds or so, but since then it's been pretty quiet for Baker down to our left.
Yeah.
St. Louis able to drag it free for mid-Fairfield, being bothered by Evan Rivera, who bodies St. Louis up against the glass. Fisher, Kursnowski, Rivera out up front. Lee Ponta still patrolling the back line. As Ponta sweeps it off the stick of Giles. Now a loose puck flocked up by Kursnowski, but turned over, and it popped over the stick of Fortescue and back to center. Quickly up to Friedman. 3-on-2. Kursnowski gets back, as well as Fisher and Rivera. Play broken up. Here comes Ethan Fisher, met by St. Louis. And mid-Fairfield back to our right. Lee chops it off the glass. Ozalapa to Lasker. Nifty play to Fisher. Has Ozalapa to the net. Fisher trying to find Rawls, but out of his reach. Back
Just
out through
a
center.
little too far in front of him.
Good look, right idea. Cloutier winds it back up through center. Kicks it from his feet. Nifty move. Forehand shot. Right shoulder save from Baker. Dropped down to the blocker. And the rebound was slid aside. Mietten tries to chop it out. Gets past Cloutier. Possible 3-on-1. Now a 2-on-1. Renkowski, nifty play to Fine, who lost it. All he had to do was bring it to the forehand of the backhand. I think he tried to fake it to the backhand, then bring it back to the forehand, and it just trickled off the stick of 19 in white. Farmer, Mietten, Fine, high slot, right circle, wrist shot, save made by Dubin. Puts his mid on top of it, will hold on for no further play. 8:55 to go in the second.
Yeah, aside from that last odd man rush, Cam, I've liked these last couple of shifts from Seacoast a little bit better than I have for most of this period.
4-1 lead for mid-Fairfield. All 5 goals coming in the first period. Lasker, Albano, Ozalapa back out for Seacoast. Weston and Belt, the 2 defensemen that will look to break it out of their own ends. Albano chips ahead, icing waved off. Mietten back to collect it and start the breakout for mid-Fairfield. Pestered by Noah Lasker, nicely done. Turned over, Albano right circle, and Lasker and Mietten.
Oh, we got a couple of helmets connected there as they collided down low.
That happens more than you think. I think I've seen that twice in the past 2 weeks now.
A couple times in the past couple weeks you've seen it?
Yeah. And I'm not really sure how exactly it happens or what parts of the helmet get caught up.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things, like maybe one of the rungs of a cage gets caught and the other one's clip. And
either way, an offensive zone draw for Seacoast, but it's won by mid-Fairfield as Nicholas starts up the motor through center. Pass across the crease, too hot to handle for Guzzo. Now Tess rainbows it ahead for Scully. Just ahead of him, and Baker will hold on, and we'll see a face-off back in the mid-Fairfield end. 8:12 to go in the second. I like that play. Good play from Tess, rainbowing it ahead to Scully, and if he can't get there, he knows it's on target. And
that's a good move, forcing that offensive zone draw if you're not going to get a shot.
But mid-Fairfield wins the draw. They'll break out through center. Here's Nicholas in all alone on the breakaway through the 5-hole of Dubin. And it's a 2-goal affair for Brian Nicholas and a 5-1 lead for mid-Fairfield midway through the second.
Yeah, case in point again there again, Cam, is, Connecticut's moving the puck very well, and then all those guys that don't have the puck, what they're doing to get the space and in behind the Seacoast defenders is making a world of difference in this game right now.
Restart back at center. Kursnowski, Rivera, Fisher. Mid-Fairfield trying to gain the zone, goes offside. Well, it's one of those things, the blink of an eye, they can find the back of the net. That's certainly what happened right there. We were talking about the great play made by Seacoast to get the offensive zone face-off. Then within 10 seconds or so, Mid-Fairfield wins the defensive zone draw. They're back the other way. A breakaway leads to the back of the net. And their 5th goal today. Fortescue back for Nicholas. Turned over. Lee. Ponta frees it up. Ahead for Rivera. Now to Kurznowski. Back for Rivera. Wrist shot. Pinballed wide. Fisher to Rivera. Net's loose. And Mid-Fairfield will start the rush through center. Guzzo. Nicholas. Tepley. Back door. Back of the net. 6-1 Mid-Fairfield. .7:15 to go in the second. Mid-Fairfield leads it 6-1. Lasker, Albano, Ozalapa in on the forecheck. St. Louis starts the breakout for Mid-Fairfield. Odd man rush. Friedman over to Giles and a right leg save from Dubin. St. Louis walks the line. Banks it down to the left wing corner to Giles. Cloutier and Disk out defensively for Seacoast. Now pulled free by Drury. And Drury kicks it down to Giles. Back for Friedman. Top of the point, St. Louis. Dragging, and he'll just drift out to the neutral zone.
Yeah, I didn't like what he saw in front of him there. Normally you normally see it pulled back out during 3-on-3 play, not 5-on-5, but I like that play from St. Louis on that one. There was nothing in front of him. Why risk banking it off shin pads and having an odd man rush or a breakaway go back the other way?
When you're up 6-1 as well, you got a little wiggle room to do it.
Yeah.
Here comes Gibbons down the left side. 1-on-4 has Renkowski coming off the bench. Elects to take the shot. Save made from Dubin. As Hall sweeps it over to Farmer. Up for Gibbons. Now to Fine. 2-on-1. Fine. Renkowski. Shot. Goal.
Yeah, just another good one by Connecticut on that play. They're at the risk of sounding like a broken record. They're just getting all the odd man rushes today, and all of their passes are on point. It's like
hat trick from Logan Renkowski, and face off down at center. Miner, Korbenkov, and Zhrakov. Weston, Belt. Weston starts the rush. As Fine will wind up through center. Across the blue. Wrist shot. Dubin stands tall, makes the save. Just under 5 to go in the second. Mid-Fairfield leading 7-1. Face off one back, St. Louis. Nicholas fans on the one-timer. Sprung ahead is Rivera. St. Louis back. Rivera, backhand shot off the side of the cage. I like the idea. And now Guzzo, right side, pulls to the middle. Shot from Tepley, whistled wide. Seacoast starts the breakout. Fisher chips it on into the left wing corner. Bumps back to Kurznowski. Now to Fisher. Intercepted by Fortescue. Fortescue ahead to Nicholas. Trying to get across the line and beat Ponta, but a good stick from 22 in black. Now Lee smashes it on in and takes a hit right up against the penalty box to make the play. Fortescue back for St. Louis. Lasker, Azalapa, Albano, Cloutier, and Ponta. Mietten, wrist shot off the handle of his own player, Guzzo, in front. And he'll go for a change. On comes Drury. Long range shot, held on by the gloved hand of Dubin for a defensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, saw that one all the way, forcing the face-off down to his right. Cam, my question is, do we see him in the third period, or does he get a break for the rest of the day after this?
Well, I'll give you that answer in about 20 minutes or so. But I don't know in your question. It's definitely been a tall task, and he's made some great saves. Like we said, most of the goals have been backdoor, tic-tac-toe. So we'll see.
Oh, 100%.
There's another backdoor chance after the initial shot from Mietten. Leg save from Dubin and denied the rebound as well. Albano sweeps it out to center. Tracked back down by Mietten. And he'll lay it on in, headed towards the Zamboni. And the faceoff will come just outside of the Seacoast end with exactly 3 minutes left in the second. Mid-Fairfield on top 7-1. Face-off just outside of the Seacoast end. They're back in their own end to retrieve it. Tess, Aldridge, Scully, Belt, and Weston. Renkowski back for Fortescue. Now to Fortescue. Up to Hall. Across the red. Drops back for Renkowski, who's got a hat trick here today. Over to Fine, who's chipped in on numerous amounts of goals, but hasn't found the back of the net. Odd man rush for Seacoast. Scully down the right side. Tess going to the net. Great pass from Scully, but Tess redirected it off the side of the cage. Belt pinballs it wide. Looked like it got directed by Aldridge. And now Mid-Fairfield starts the breakout through center. Gibbons for Fine. Back down low to the far post, trying to find Renkowski out of his reach. Minute 46 to go in the second. Stretch pass. Icing waved off as it was touched by Dubin, so it was trickling in on Cage. Tepley spins away from pressure. Here comes Tess. End of a shift. And Mietten is back and will force the turnover. Nicholas to the high slot. Knocked off his stick. Now here comes Rivera, but nudged free by St. Louis. Ponta back for Belt. 65 seconds to play in the second. Guzzo for Tepley. Big save from Dubin. And a defensive zone faceoff to come with just under a minute.
Yeah, good save there from Drew in that point-blank range.
Kurznowski, Rivera, Fisher, Lee, Ponta. Defensive zone faceoff. Ponta banks it out through center. It's played back Drury to Friedman. Good stick from Fisher. And now freed up Hall, top of the point to Friedman. Redirected nicely in front by Drury. Dubin stands tall and makes the save. Offside against Mid-Fairfield as Friedman jumped the gun. Face-off won by Seacoast. Cloutier up to Rivera. Rivera finds Kersnowski. Now to Fisher. Wrist shot. Ricocheted wide into the back glass. Now Rivera lugging it free. Walking up the wall. Over to Fisher. Now to Kersnowski. Tried to bank it in on the goal line. And the paddle of Baker was there to keep it out of the net.
Boys saying hi, how are you to each other a little bit after the whistle there.
Four seconds to go in the second. One last chance. Disc will spin it on in. And we'll head to the intermission with a resurfacing of the ice. Mid-Fairfield 7, Seacoast 1. We'll see you for period 3.
All right, welcome back to the third period action here in Exeter. We're just underway for the third period, coming in after two, 7-1 lead for Mid-Fairfield, Connecticut. Ponta sends it along to Scully, looking for it broken up by Connecticut, going back the other way. Down low, it's fine, and they score. Right off the bat to start the third period, Connecticut keeps up right where they left off for the first two periods.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm hopping onto the cast here. It's Michael Hahn, and I really appreciate you guys having me here, covering for Cam McGuire. Lost my voice a little bit, so I apologize. But yeah, they came out real quick there, put the puck wide, got everybody driving to the net. So the goalie really has to think about that mid lane guy, and you get a quick shot on net, and that goes right in.
And we're back underway. St. Louis with the puck, passes up to Fine, dishes it up, over across, goes back to Fine, in on net. Stopped by Drew and pushed around. Fine takes it behind the goal line. Able to come out is the Seacoast. Back to Disque along the far boards. Cross neutral zone pass. Taken by Rivera. Along the half wall, broken up. St. Louis passes up to Fine, coming out of the zone, sauces it over. Here comes Gibbons down the left wing side, gets around his man. Turnaround pass, wide open, hit the post. Lucky break there for the SPA. Looking for another shot, save. Backhand rebound, just goes wide. Here comes Rivera along the blue line. Offside's the call.
Yeah, just tried to go a little bit east-west there. A lot of times, too, when you're down by a little, you have a tendency to hold the puck a little bit too long, and that's just what happened to Rivera there. And, unfortunately, sometimes you just got to get pucks in and chase them down a little bit.
Slides it over to Farmer in front of his bench. Gains the red line, dumps it into Seacoast territory. Around Teple, sends it back around behind the net again. Turns towards the corner. Blake Belt gets a stick on it. It goes up to the point for a shot from Farmer. It gets blocked, hitting a couple of bodies out front. Not able to keep it in. Connecticut will have to clear. Touch pass to Teple. Over to Belt, off the boards. Just missed on the pass, a little bit too far in front of him. And with 14:52 to go here in the third period, we'll bring the face-off down to the Connecticut zone.
Yeah, it looks like both lines are going to change here for each bench. It's good to see, get an offensive zone penalty. You never know. Just start pressing. And a lot of times, too, when you're in such a gap of a game with goals and the differential, you kind of come out and you're hoping to maybe get one or two, and you have to keep momentum. It's a pretty quick tournament and pretty quick weekend, so you have to make sure you're building for the next game. And that's really what it comes down to, because if, depends on where you finish up. Seacoast still has a really good chance of finishing in the top two in the division, so they just have to make sure they keep going and watch the differential as well.
Ponta slides it across to his partner, getting a shot off, just goes wide of the net. Offside's the call on that one, as Giles was just over the net, or over the blue line rather. And we'll bring the face-off back outside, just in front of the Seacoast bench.
You see a lot of teams that are very skilled, and I've been able to watch this Rangers team, Mid-Fairfield team, actually, quite a bit this season. Played a lot of game against 16s as well, and done really well against them. So, it's a special team with a special cast, but if you look at the way that they come down into the zone, they're always three across, so they always have options, and it makes that goalie push back, and then when you get the puck to the net, you have guys driving, and they finish up. Nice to see some fans here in the stands.
Drury slides it across the zone. Aldrich retrieves it, slides it over to his D-man. Up they come, getting it down behind into the Connecticut zone. Here comes Drury over the blue line. He's got help with him. In on net, stopped by Drew, and he's going to hang on to it with 13:46 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, big roster here, obviously, for both teams here. Look like they're pretty full. I know Seacoast is running to 20, maybe one or two guys down with that Rangers or that Mid-Fairfield team, but, it does take a lot out of you when you're not playing maybe the best, and, you hope to make sure you're taking quick shifts, not staying on too long, and just trying to be mistake-free if you can.
Yeah, they got another game they have to get ready for tonight, so definitely quick shifts, make sure we're doing smart things, in an 8-1 game. And to your point that you were mentioning a couple minutes ago, Michael, we were talking about that. I think during either late in the first or early in the second about the things that Connecticut's doing. Not only are they moving the puck well, but it's the things that they're doing without the puck, getting to that open space, going to the open areas, and that's what's contributed to most of the 8 goals that they have right now.
Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of that comes down to developing really good hockey IQ for players and having them, not necessarily fit into a system, but really playing, understanding the lanes and understanding roles and responsibilities. And, when you get around a great staff like they have right now, that's what's going to happen. You play your lane as you go down and you look for options. And, that way you're not overthinking the game. You're just allowing the game to evolve. I'd also like to say a special shout out to the Nicholas family. Brian Nicholas here, number 55 for Mid-Fairfield. I knew him when he was just a little fella. Was able to coach his 2 older brothers for multiple years. So just saw Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas, or Doc Nicholas, in the stands, and really great to see everybody doing well. So again, big shout out there, and really excited to see him develop, just like his older brother and our older brothers, and obviously his sisters as well. So really great to see.
And whistle with 12:29 to go here in the third period.
It looks like a
penalty coming up.
Yeah, a little
penalty
bit of a rough.
on Guzzo here, and SPA is going to go on the power play.
Must have missed that one there, and then right outside the zone, I guess, eh? But yeah, it looks like we'll see what these guys can do. I mean, to be honest with you, Tabor Aldrich, Tommy Scully, they're going to be able to drive the net. Saxon Tess, a little more finesse to his game. You just have to outwork opponents, and hopefully you create 2-on-1s everywhere around the ice so that you're never going to be outmanned, especially on the power play. And that's something that's really important for a lot of young players to recognize.
Sending it down the river is Connecticut, killing off some valuable seconds on that power play. Giles tying it up in the corner. Lee comes out with it, sends a pass across as Seacoast looks to come get set up, dump it in, and Baker's going to cover that one up. Good play there, wise play by the Seacoast, getting it in on net, forcing that offensive zone face-off if they had nothing in front of them. They got 122 of a power play to work with here.
Yeah, you'd like to see him set up again. Making sure you're outnumbering every oppositional player is going to be really important, and making sure that those get through, especially just off this face-off here. It's a 50-50 puck, and you really have more numbers at this point, and they got to win those battles. And those are things that obviously players are going to have to continue to learn as they develop, but that'll really increase your power play percentage if you can win those battles that are 50-50.
As Tess gains the blue line and dumps it into enemy territory, around the boards it goes all the way down. Able to clear Connecticut again. I almost said the Rangers, looking like the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I think I've said that a few times here. I see Martin St. Louis on there, so just bringing back some nostalgia. The 5-footers here, I like it.
Over the line they come, having trouble getting set up on the power play as St. Louis stands up his man and able to clear it again. Drew, and he's going to leave it. As Belt comes from behind his own net, looking for a long pass. He was looking for Albano on that long stretch pass, and it was just over his stick, so we'll bring the faceoff back down to Seacoast territory with 10:52 to go and 24 seconds remaining on the penalty to Guzzo.
I do like that opportunity there with Blake Beltsy throwing that up to Albano. Sometimes what you need to do is maybe work in a little bit of an indirect there so he can skate into it and it's not necessarily a full ice, and that way you can get some numbers coming in as well, and there's still full possession and not a defensive zone face-off here, killing off valuable time.
Taken by Drury in the neutral zone, off a couple of people. Lasker takes it over the blue line, trying to set up with 10 seconds to go. One last opportunity to try and set up as he gets stood up.
Reverse hit there. That was pretty nice hit there, reverse hit.
Out it comes. Cloutier collects that puck in. He skates up to the neutral zone, passes it up. Into the mid-Fairfield zone. Baker goes off the boards for Renkowski. Venetian takes it, turns away from his own net. Long neutral zone pass across the ice. Over the blue line, gets a shot, just goes wide. 10 minutes to go.
Nice setup there by Fine coming in. Not necessarily, really evaluating the situation. A lot of players that are very high-skilled players can delineate their speed and not come in necessarily 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that's really important, too, because that'll allow your players to get to the net, just as we saw there with Fine shot.
Chance here down low. Fine looking for a shot. Stopped by Druin. Rebound. Fine takes it, skates around behind, sends it up to the point. Renkowski was looking for a tip. Just went wide. Off the boards. Backhand pass, just a little bit too much on it. It goes over to Hall. He slides it to his partner. Renkowski takes it near the scorekeeper's box. It bounces off all the way to Weston in the Seacoast zone. Weston turns, sends it over to Belt. Belt around his man.
Not a bad idea there by Krasnowski. You might want to get that off to maybe a back indirect behind him so it skates out in front the other side if you can skate into it there.
Giles takes it all the way out. That pass goes in on net, and Druin's going to hold on to that one. Off the backhanded shot from Friedman. 8:49 to go. 8-1 Connecticut, your score.
Yeah, this is good. To be honest with you, really, you see Mid-Fairfield here. They're definitely established as an organization and a team, and really not coming out except for that early goal here in the first. They've done some good positional and possessional things as well, and they're kind of controlling the tempo and the pace of the game, which actually allows them to kill time off so that they can continue to keep doing what they do out there. And obviously a quick whistle here on the offside, but the clock management is really important. Players, we talk about shift management, but clock management can also be just as important. And you're not seeing a team going out there and trying to run the score up with 15 or 16 goals, which to be honest with you, they could do against a lot of teams, but they're really just trying to basically master their craft right now, and it's really good to see. And they're going to continue to keep developing that. And that's a team that I look at for the 15 Nationals. Ooh, good shot there by Drury. Sorry about that, Derek. Go ahead and take that one.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Venetian collects it, takes it down low. Looking for a pass out front, broken up by a couple of Seacoast defenders on that one. Drury takes it at the half wall, throws it in on net, stopped by Druin. Back up it comes. Drury passes it behind the net to Giles in the corner. Giles takes it to the circle. Backhand pass to Venetian in the other circle. Looks for a pass out front. Giles' shot just goes wide. Drury takes it behind the net. Back. Giles in the circle again. Working through that cycle well is Connecticut. Kind of goes to your point about honing their craft.
Yes, yeah. If you look at the way they're playing, they're creating. Oh, nice goal there by Farmer stepping in. Obviously from the point here, get a long angled shot. What they do is when they press so much, they create odd man opportunities. So it's either 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 on the half wall there, and allowed everybody to kind of get sucked in. And then Farmer gets that puck, tops the circle, throws it in. But the goalie can't challenge because it seems like they always have pressure. So it's really hard for those guys to come out. And that's something that they're always going to continue to do. And you see a lot of really skilled teams that can control the tempo and control the pace, and obviously they're just there too. And even more so earlier in the shift there, really nice play. Player came in, took a look over his shoulder, made a real quick drop pass behind the back to an open player in front. Just like Mika Zajinabad did the other day in the Rangers game. Didn't score in that game, but still really good opportunities, really heads up play by these players from Mid-Fairfield.
Yeah. As the shot goes, Druin sees it all the way into his glove. Good stop there. With 6:54 to go. It sounds weird to say in a game that Connecticut scored 9 goals, but Druin's seen a lot of shots, and he's made a lot of good stops in this one.
Yeah, Dubes has been doing really, really well, to be honest with you. I mean, this is a very skilled team. I mean, we really have to call it for what it is. And, you know, if you come out and have some good luck and you know, make sure you're playing well defensively, you might have a chance because it's only a single game. But, you know, obviously these guys are playing really well. They're sticking to, you know, a very cerebral game, not being too physical, but when they need to, they will. But the one thing I've really noticed actually is if you look at the way the team's playing, they're putting shots on net, not necessarily trying to shoot hard. And so they're really just placing a lot of these shots for different opportunities and looking to see what they can create off of those shots, and they always have players coming in for rebounds.
As we got a 3-on-2 chance here coming back the other way for the Seacoast. Tess keeps it along the boards. Broken up by Connecticut as Nicholas takes the pass, gains the blue line. Broken up on the play there by Cloutier. Nicholas takes it at the top of the circle, trying to stick handle his way through a few guys. Puck comes loose. Cloutier takes it near the goal line and skates it out. That hit a Connecticut stick as icing gets waved off. Under 6 minutes to play. 6 minutes to play here on this one. Play goes on along the far board. St. Louis keeps it in. 5.5 to go. Up to the point it goes. Fortucci making for pass down to St. Louis, coming down through the slot. And Druin's going to hang on to that one, forcing a whistle with 5:18 to go. We'll get a face-off in the Seacoast zone to his left.
Yeah, well, you know, you see the defenseman there, I think it was Fushi there, really looking for opportunities. A lot of times guys really get kind of pressed up and they have the puck and they want to shoot or move it right away. Well, he just allowed himself to get in a good position to create another 2-on-1 and allow that puck to get to the net. Good thing Dubes is right there to make that save, and really good on him as well.
Albano doing a good job getting in front of the passing lane, getting a skate on and able to clear it out of the zone. Renkowski takes it in over the blue line. Tries to make a pass down low, goes to the corner. St. Louis with the point, slides it across to his partner. Fine turnaround shot, just goes wide of the net. Play goes on in the corner. Up to the point. Along the half wall it goes. Looking for a pass. They have numbers if they hurry. There we go. Chance. Good job by St. Louis on the back check. Getting back into that play. On the as Seacoast had a good 2-on-1 opportunity there.
A little bit of the rough stuff here with Rules Ozzy Alzopala getting mixed up there with looks like number 2 or 12. I can't see the number, but looks like we're about to go on the loose custom exhaust power play here for the Seacoast Performance Academy.
Seacoast going on the power play as Fortescue will take a seat in the penalty box for 2 minutes. 4:28 to go here in period number 3.
At first it looked like Coach Davison was looking to go with a lot of players on the ice there, but obviously changing some guys out, see what happens. Again, you know, still building for the future, right? You know, I'm not sure what the goal differentials are going to be with the rest of the teams in the U15 division. However, you know, you got to make sure that differential stays down, so you could pop one here or late. That would allow, you know, a better differential if it comes down to goals against and goals for as well.
Druin's going to leave it in the corner for Lee. Lee takes it out from his own zone, skating with it. Taking a scan to see what he has in front of him. He gains the blue line, dishes the pass over. Play broken up. Giles in all alone here. Good play by Drew, and he looked a little hesitant on that one. He made the decision to go for it, and it was close, but it paid off for him.
Yeah, good to see him pop out there. Maybe like to see him go a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, I think it's a good opportunity for him. Coaching the 16 team, we have a couple aggressive goalies, so I know our guys would have jumped pretty quick on that, but you know, obviously in the goal differential right now with him.
Scully takes it over the blue line, 2-on-1 chance here, slides it over, looking for a shot. Good stop there by Baker. Hill kicks it, he lost his stick. Shot on Baker, he hangs on to that one. A little bit of pressure going on late here for the Seacoast. 3:21 to go. We'll get a face-off down to Baker's right.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go, Coach Davison putting out Looks like that Kurzanowski, looks like he's playing the point maybe. Or maybe get him on the half wall. Fishy's taking that draw there. Rivera's got to just get to the front of the net and try to create some havoc and get some east-west going.
Cloutier has it at the point, walks it down to the circle, steps in front of his man, shot saved by Baker.
Great opportunity there. Good to see Klutz getting those shots through. Especially in games like this, you like to make sure he gets some pop off that draw, get the guys moving as quick as they can, and get as many guys going to the front of the net for some rebounds.
Both players tie each other up off the draw here. Connecticut comes out with it, mails it down the river all the way down to Drew, and he's going to leave it there for Diske. Takes it out from behind his own net. Long pass up to the neutral zone. As they look to set up 26 seconds to go. Connecticut able to clear it down the river again. Cloutier takes it from Drew and sends it back to Diske. Here comes Drury trying to get in the blue line. He gets broken up as Rivera tries to turn up ice, but Drury's still on the puck there. Down chance here out front. Good job by Drew and keeping that one out of the net.
Yeah, Dubes, nice save there. Just getting that leg straight out there. Actually was looking really good here. Quick opportunity, looks like on a turnover. Dubes right there, another blocker save. You like to see that. He closed off that post when that turnover happened earlier in the shift and was able to get that leg out, sprawled out to the side. A little bit of height on him, so it's nice to see that happening. And, again, working towards something else and working towards the future. Always trying to hone your skills and get that craft working.
Cloutier was looking for a long pass to Fisher there. Almost connected on it, but it was intercepted by Connecticut. Kind of goes to what your point was a little while ago on maybe trying a little bit more of an indirect route. Yeah,
I think it's important, especially as these guys are so skilled. Going to get an offside here, it looks like. Nice idea, though, for the stretch. But, indirect passing is, I think, a skill that's lost with a lot of players these days because a lot of players possess the puck so much. And, a long time ago, before you even had a red line, you had to play back. So you actually had to break out as a full unit. So it's very short passes, nice and quick. Red line got taken out probably in the 90s, maybe even late 80s, and kind of changed the game a little bit so guys can stretch it. But, it's all geometry at that point.
As Nicholas collects the puck in, takes it over to the blue line for Connecticut. Dish it over to Giles. Touch pass for Teple. Almost tapped that one home. Just hopped over his stick. Able to clear is Seacoast. Manishin turns back towards his net, trying to get it out. Coach St. Louis was ducking out of the way on that one. Thinking the puck was coming up to the bench.
Got to make sure that guy gets some ice time so it doesn't come in the bench there. You never know.
Baker's going to leave it there for his defenders. Pass up off the boards. Looking for help. Dish pass over. Teple looking for a shot. Saved by Drew and hangs on to that one.
Yeah, very good challenge there. And, it's, again, if you saw the way that play developed, defenseman stepped out through a nice indirect high. So the angle was short. That guy can get that puck. And then they look to go east-west with it. Every time they come in on an entry, they always have two guys wide and one guy high for the most part. And that gives you so many options as an opposition player, as an offensive player going into the zone there.
Belt takes it off the face-off around behind the net. And icing will be the call as it goes all the way down to the Connecticut zone untouched. And 37 seconds to go. This one will bring the face-off back down to Seacoast territory.
Yeah, it's obviously you gotta shake these off pretty quick, and you can't have too long of a memory. You gotta shake these things. Just like a goalie, you let up maybe a goal that you shouldn't have, or what you might consider a bad goal. You have to forget about it because you still have a whole game to play, or even if it's the last shift of the game, you still gotta make sure you're good here. Nice play here by MidF, keeping that puck in.
St. Louis keeps it on the far side. Bertusha tries to go around his man, broken up. Albano going along the boards to take it with 15 seconds to go. Around behind the net, he gets cut off by St. Louis. Belt takes it and sends it up to the point. A little bit too much on that one as they'll come all the way back down to their zone.
Look like Blake Belt's hitting the gym there.
One.
Nice strong pass. Sorry about that, Derek. Ooh.
And that'll do it from this one. Your final score, Mid-Fairfield, Connecticut. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying that today. 9, Seacoast 1. 2 more games tonight, 1 each for the 15s and 1 for the 16s. So join us later on tonight. First game's at 5:30. Coach, you got anything else before we sign off for this one?
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you guys having me on here. It's great to be on, and I know Cam will be back on the call with you guys a little bit later tonight, and really excited to see how this kind of all works out. Good to see the boys out there, and again, just make sure you guys tune in tonight and look forward to seeing you on the airwaves.
Cool, thanks.